Let's now welcome Thulasizwe Makhanya, Stalwarts Foundation and Charlotte Manya Maxeke Institute. Thank you so much for your time this afternoon, sir. So let's look at then your Stalwarts Foundation in terms of your views around this national dialogue. Already we see that the country is quite divided in terms of, what they would like to see achieved. What are your sentiments then on the approach of this national dialogue?
Thanks very much, and greetings to the viewers at home. As the Stalwarts Foundation Forum, we took a decision that we should be part of this important initiative, simply because we want to be active participant in creating lasting solutions for our country. And we see this as an opportunity, as presented by the organizers, that this will be a citizen-led initiative. So we thought that it is important then that we also play a role representing the voices of those whose shoulders were standing on.
Now, I mean, the view, of course, in terms of seeing some foundations and some associations, now we've been saying the Solidarity Movement, a coalition of the Afrikaner Rights Organization, including AfriForum and Solidarity, announcing its withdrawal from this weekend's first session of the National Dialogue. You've got other political parties that have also said that they will not be involved, but more importantly, foundations like the Thabo Mbeki Foundation withdrawing from the preparatory task team from this particular national dialogue. How do you view some of the concerns here, particularly where some are saying this should not be government-controlled, but should be more citizen-led?
The brief that we've got as Stalwarts Foundation, and also our participation so far, what we have realized is that this is, we've got different representatives from different spheres. Government being part of it, but also there's an influence of civic organization that are playing a meaningful role as they prepare for this most important gathering this weekend of National Convention. So I would think that the most important thing is to find each other. We're facing so many challenges as a country, glaring challenges like GBV, femicide, and the butchering of women every day, the unemployment. We've seen the recent stats, and many other challenges. I would think that how do we solve then these challenges? This should be the platform that we should use as society, and try and influence the direction. For the first time in this country, the government is saying people should lead these initiatives and these conversations. So we have a chance to shape our future and have the future that we want.
When we look at the Stalwarts Foundation and the Charlotte Manya Maxeke Institute, just the names around, the stalwarts of this country and what they stood for. There are concerns, of course, that this national dialogue should not be elitist and it should involve every citizen as much as possible. There are questions around transparency and making sure that that is at the forefront. As the Stalwarts Foundation yourselves, how are you going to ensure that there is that accountability and that there is that transparency, particularly when we start looking at the funding just around this national dialogue?
I would think that the most important thing here is that we have eminent persons group that oversees this important initiative. And also there will be government departments, especially the presidency, that will also be part of this initiative. So I think the biggest challenge that we're facing is the tough economic that we face as a country. So now people will want to compare that, how can we spend so much if we still have to also try and navigate around the issue of unemployment, the issue of poverty. So I would think that the most important thing is that the ground-up approach, that's what attracted us as Stalwarts Foundation. The presentation that we got is that there are over 4,000 wards in this country. So an average of 3 dialogues will be hosted in each ward, which means that we'll have over 12,000 platforms where people will be able to express themselves and try and guide how we should move forward as a country. So I would think that we hope that through this convention this weekend, it will give us now a framework of how best we can move forward.
And I want to stay on that point, talking about that ground-up approach. You mentioned earlier, you know, the latest quarterly stats in terms of unemployment. And when we look at where the youth is sitting, it is quite concerning. As the Stalwarts Foundation, are there any initiatives that you will be proposing, particularly as it relates to the youth, because their voices too need to be heard? Especially given just the concern around what the youth is currently exposed, you know, with, given the lack of employment.
Oh yes, I would think that because of the program that has been presented to us also, there will be an opportunity through the breakaway sessions, you know, which then will be categorized accordingly from crime and to unemployment, issue of land, and so forth. So we collectively and individually will be able then to play a meaningful role in this initiative, and also we will have our own engagement as Stalwarts Foundation. So then to see how best we can add value to these engagements and shaping now what we'll call the national dialogues in the future.
As we wrap our conversation, as the Stalwarts Foundation, you said there are a number of key frameworks that were presented to you that you agree with. Just name a few as we conclude.
Unemployment is part of what we should be contributing meaningful to. The issue of GPV, as we all know that we are the highest in Africa, you know, so we need to create lasting solutions when it comes to how do we curb this unfortunate behavior, mainly by men, you know. There will be issues of land, you know. The issue of land is central to many of the challenges that we're facing as a country. You know, there were negotiations before the 94, and maybe we need to revisit those outcome of those negotiations and see if we're still on the right track, you know, as a country. I think it's high time that we pause and see how best do we move forward. Fortunately, this time around, this is the platform that has been created by the government, also by many other civic organizations. So let us work together and try and shape this future to find the better country.
All right, thank you so much for your time. Really do appreciate it. That was Mr. Thulasizwe Makhanya, Stalwarts Foundation, and Charlotte Manya Maxeke Institute.